Okay, so let's see. At what depth in mercury is the gauge pressure equal to 1 atmosphere? Mercury is amazingly dense. Okay, 13.6, right, times 10 to the third, right? So a cubic meter of water is 1,000 kilograms. A cubic meter of mercury is 13,600 kilograms. That's amazing. Amazing difference in density. All right. Okay, so we want the gauge pressure, right? So that's going to be the difference between, so here's our container of mercury, right? And there we go. And so there's a atmospheric pressure here. As you go down into the mercury, let's imagine that there's some mercury level here, right? God forbid, right? Okay, as you go down into this mercury, some depth h, then the pressure difference, which is what the gauge pressure would be, right, is just rho gh. Okay, this is how much more than an atmosphere it is, right? Which is what gauge pressure is, right? Remember, gauge is absolute pressure is gauge pressure plus 1 atmosphere. So if you solve this for gauge pressure, it's just absolute minus an atmosphere. Okay. So ultimately, we're just going to use this and find how much more than an atmosphere that pressure is. And it's equal to 1 atmosphere. Okay, so 1 atmosphere is that. So we're going to go P is rho GH. Pressure is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th is 13.6 times 10 to the 3rd times 9.81 times whatever that depth is, right? Okay, so let's do this. 1.013 E5 divided by 13.6 E3 divided by 9.81 is equal to, the H is equal to 0.75927. And then in millimeters, it would be, you'd just be 1,000 times that. That's meters, right? There's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, right? Is equal to millimeters, right? So that's 759.27 millimeters. If we had used a proper value of this and a proper value of this, we actually would get about 760 millimeters of mercury, which is what the atmosphere actually can push the mercury that high, right? This is also the same as the 760 torr, okay? Whoops. 760 torr, okay? It's the same thing, right? So this is how a mercury manometer works, right? So we have this column of mercury, and we stick it upside down, and the atmosphere pushes down on this, and it pushes the mercury up to some height. And that height is, at 1 atmosphere, is 760 millimeters of mercury. So another way to write torr is to write millimeters of mercury. Who knew that? Did you know that? Well, now you do.